Good afternoon, all. Camelback Trading 2724 and the pitfuturestrading.com coming to you this Friday afternoon, March 27th. We're looking at the last couple of days of the market profile here on Window Trader. And right off the bat, just like I said in this morning's video about M period, kind of a joke, right? Now, today at least, we were down most of the day, so I could say, hey, we rallied too early and that's why we flushed out, as opposed to yesterday we were up all day when they were pushing it down. But again, from our afternoon pullback low, we one time framed up, looked like we might go out with a price probe. We had a price spike when K took out eyes high, right? J, K, or L make a new high or low. That's a price spike if you close above it or below it. Well, obviously, we closed way below it, so that price spike is gone. Gave up everything they worked for, and instead of having a price probe on the upside, I thought we might have one on the downside in the last 5 minutes. So I did nothing again in M period. It's just, I don't try to figure it out. Like I said, if you don't have to trade it, don't. You know, if you were short, God bless you. For me, I just watched it. Volume, so a couple of things. We end up 9 wide, which I never thought we were going to after we were all the way up here for L and the beginning of M. So we do end 9 wide. The volume today on a day where we were down almost 3% in the SPY, now it's still heavy. It's 202 million, but we're averaging 286. So we might end up doing 210, 215 million. So that's one positive, I guess, for the bulls, that the downside volume certainly was an average or more. That's something you could take away from it. But you have to put things in context. It was an inside day, so it was a balancing day. So even though we closed down almost 3%, all we were was in balance today. The other thing which they were trying to do and have the outside week up, but failed. When we were trading up here in KL in the beginning of M, I was like above 250, 690. That's pretty impressive because it'd be an outside week up. I didn't think they would get it. And obviously, we certainly didn't. As far as my trades, well, this morning, like I said, I came in with those 3 puts, which I made over $3 on, which was a very nice way to start the day. I only took a couple of trades today. Took 2 longs and 2 shorts. I was long in B period when we got back above the opening, and that was a nice trade that I made. And then again in D period, I did not take the break. I did not take the break of C, but when it had come in at one point above the opening, got long and took that up. So that was my second trade of the day on the long side. I then shorted I period, faded it, right? Because at the time, we were 8 wide. So when I took out, made a new high, faded it, came in. That was a nice trade. I did it in J. Added, came back in. Actually, J's turned out to be pretty nice. And then when it started looking like it wanted to stay above D, I got out of the rest of what I had. Because then I thought, you know what? We just came out of an inside bar in K. Good chance we're going to test possibly yesterday's high. So I didn't do anything the rest of the day. The first time we got up to the price probe from yesterday, so where we thought there would be buyers this morning, and obviously there weren't. I expected sellers, and there were the first time. But then we finally got through it. So thought we might have a chance, but all the indices being down, the market rallied too early, and that's what I'll say is the reason M just totally puked up. So destinations for Monday. So for the upside, they have us closing now. Looks officially at 253.42. So down 2.98% in a SPY. First upside destination will be 9 wide at 254.05, which is F's high. Then we don't have anything to today's high of 260.81. Then yesterday's high, which is now a weekly high of 262.80. And then that 271.08 daily high. So again, we keep talking about vacuums and vacuums. And look at this. I mean, these prices, again, are falling wide from each other. For the downside, first one will be F's low, 252.20, which was our afternoon pullback low. 251.05, which is today's low. 249.05 daily low. 239.75 daily low. And then we'll stop there. We had an inside day, which is going to provide for very nice opportunity on Monday. So now let's go to the charts. So monthly, with 2 days to go in a month. Now remember, Tuesday is going to be not only the end of the month, it's the end of the quarter. And it's a pretty horrific quarter. So it will be interesting to see how they go out on Tuesday. And the rebalancing, which was pushed to Tuesday, a lot of it has been being done, from what I understand, over these last couple of days. So that should not have any major effect by Tuesday's close. So a lot of that money's been put into the market, put into play already. So we are one time framing down, 2 months, back inside of 2018's low in the monthly. Weekly, I'm still going to call it down to balance. Yes, we stopped the one time framing down, but to just say balance after all this carnage, I'm going to still say down to balance. Here was the key. We battled that 256.90 level. They finally gave it up and failed the bulls. That would have been pretty impressive if they had held it. I would have liked to have seen an outside week up in a bear market. But lo and behold, the bears just gave it up and failed. And then on the daily, we're up, still calling it up, one-time framing up now for 4 days. So even though it's an inside day, we never took out yesterday's low, so we're still one-time framing up 4 days. However, it is an inside day. So it's kind of clear to me what we're going to be looking at here on Monday. You come out of this inside day to the upside, well, like I said, you have a bit of a vacuum, right? So I wouldn't be surprised you're going to take out Friday's high, the weekly high, and then that 271.08 level should firmly be in their sights. If you come out of it to the downside, however, you're going to take out today's low, Thursday's low, and then you're going to start making some pit stops, right? 239.75, 233.80, and then we see if we test the gap. So these are some pretty important things, inside days, weeks, months, all that type of stuff. So it should make for a really good day on Monday, whichever way we come out of it. As you can see, the 50 is absolutely touching the 200. So Monday morning, your death cross would have occurred in the SPY. Let's check while we're on here. Oh, I don't even have it in here, the SPX. I have that on my other chart, on my other machine. Anyway, rest up. Another busy week. I hope you had a good week. Have a great weekend, and we'll speak prior to the opening on Monday.